Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Diana Pralia. I want to explain about definitions of direct method. The direct teaching method is a method of foreign and second language teaching which consists that only the target language should be used in class, and meaning should be communicated directly by associating speech forms with actions, objects, gestures, and situations. Direct teaching is a systematic instructional method that first and foremost requires the teachers to have a command of the subject matters at as close to a mastery level as possible. This means that whether subject matters is at the elementary level, middle school level, high school level, college level, or adult education level, that the teacher thoroughly understands the content. Such understanding presupposes that the teachers know more than the facts that describe of the content. It also means that the teacher understands each item of the content in more than one way, the main purpose of direct teaching. Okay, and the next, the history of direct method. In the Western world back in 17th, 18th, and 19th centuries, foreign language learning was associated with the learning of Latin and Greek, both so as to promote their speaker intellectuality. At the time, it was vital importance to focus grammatical rules, syntactic structures, along with word memorizing of vocabulary and translations of literary texts. Late in 19th century, the classical methods came to be known as grammar translation method, which offered very little beyond an insight into the grammatical rules attending the process of translating from the second to the native language. It is widely recognized that direct method teaching is still one of the most popular and favorite model of language teaching, which has been rather stalwart and impervious to educational reforms and remaining standard. With hindsight, we could say that its contributions to language learning has been lamentably limited, since it has shifted the focus from the real language to a dissected body of nouns, adjective, and preposition, doing nothing to enhance a student's communicative ability in the foreign language. Okay, thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Intan Zorifa and I will explain you about organization of instruction and principle in direct method. Organization of instruction in direct method, there are 4 key elements. First is teacher make classes of student to match individual needs best. Second is teacher allocate the time so it can make sure the time is using well. Third is the teacher using written presentation so it can make to execute process and cautions of instructional plans. And the fourth is special instruction for student to make good evaluation for student. Principles of direct method. There are some principles in direct method. First is classroom instruction are exclusively in target language. Second is only everyday vocabulary and sentence are taught. It means the real one. Third is our communication between teacher and student is built up great progressions. And the next is grammar are taught inductively. And next is new teaching points introduced orally. Next is the concrete vocabulary is demonstrated by demonstration, object and pictures, meanwhile the abstraction using the ideas. And next is both between speech and listening comprehension are taught too. And the last is correct pronunciation and grammar are emphasized. For me, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hi everyone, I'm Yasinta Yundia Utami Harahap. Now I want to tell you about the techniques teaching in direct method. There are some techniques teaching in direct method. What are they? Reading aloud, question and answer exercise, getting students to self-correct, and then conversation practice, fill in the blanks exercise, dictation, map drawing, and the last paragraph writing. Now, I want to explain with you one by one of them. Okay, the first one, there is reading aloud. In these techniques, the first one, the students can take turns reading section of a passage or dialogue, and then the teacher can use gesture or picture or other means to make this section become clear. The second one, question and answer exercise. In these techniques, the student are asked by teacher some question, and then the students can answer it in complete sentences, so they can practice some new words and grammatical structures. The third one, getting students to self-correct. In these techniques, the first one, the teacher can ask the students by asking them to make a choice between the teacher's answer or the student's answer. And then, after that, the teacher can repeat what students say if that's wrong. The fourth one, conversation practice. In these techniques, the teacher can ask some question that contain a particular grammar structure to student, and later the students will ask their question with the same grammar structures. The fifth one, fill in the blanks question. In these techniques, the students will choose the grammar rule that they need to fill the blanks according to the examples. The sixth one, dictation. There are three sections in this technique. The first one, when the teacher read with a normal speed, the students just listen. And the second one, when the teacher read phrase by phrase, the students must write down what they have heard. And the last one, when the student read again with a normal speed, the students can check their writing. The seventh one, map drawing. These techniques have the purpose. What the purpose? The purpose is to give students listening comprehension practice. The first one, the students are given a map with the geographical features unnamed, and then the teacher gives direction to the students. After that, the students will do the same things like the teacher said before with a map. Now, the last one, paragraph writing. In these techniques, the teacher can ask the students to write a paragraph with their own words based on the reading material, and next the students can do this from memory or use the reading passage in the lesson. Okay, that's all my explanation about the techniques teaching in direct method. I hope all of you understand with my explanation. Thank you for watching this video till finish, and then I apologize for my mistake in making this video. Bye bye.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ibrahim Afrandisa, and I want to explain to you about the goal of direct method. So the direct method aims at establishing the direct bond between thought and expression and between experience and the language. It is based on the assumption that the learner should experience the new language in the same way as he experienced his mother tongue. Okay, the next I want to explain to you about the advantage and disadvantage of direct method. The advantage of direct method. The first is the students are motivated to understand and pronounce words or sentences in foreign language that taught by teacher, especially when the teacher uses media. Second, The student get more experience in speaking foreign language, even only simple sentence at first. And the last, the student are trained to speak in foreign language. Okay, the next is the advantage of direct method. The first is the weakness in the direct method is its assumption that a second language can be learned in exactly the same way as a first, when in fact the conditions under which a second language is learned are very different. Second, teacher and learning process will be passive if the teacher cannot motivate the students to participate in the class discussion. And the last, it is hard to apply in Indonesia since several teachers in Indonesia are not expert in speaking English. Okay, that's all for me. That's all about the goals and advantage and disadvantage direct method by me. I say thank you and
Gotta take the time to cut them off, I need help. I know how to make the girl go crazy when you treat her like you're number one.